Listen to this again. It is vital to be focused on God's plan for our life rather than be focused on our own problem and our pain. And this is the philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita. You know the popular verse, 2nd chapter, 47th verse. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Do your duty, leave the fruits to Him. He knows what He has to give you when. When the time is right. If you have children, He knows better than you. Don't you tell your children, my son, you're only a child. I know what's good for you. Although we may not know everything what is good for the child. Because we are not all-knowing. We have a lot of our own projected ideas. I had wanted to be a doctor all my life. My father never gave me a chance. I never had a good education. So therefore, I want my son to be a doctor, whether the son wants to be one or not. So we always say that, don't we? He knows what's good for us. We really don't know. Sometimes, you know that failures are sometimes better teachers than successes. Every fall is but a rise. To know that is to be truly wise. I always remember this wonderful story of a farmer in a remote village, and one of his few possessions was a horse. And one day this horse ran away. The villagers around, it's always a closely knit place. In England, nobody knows a neighbor, but in villages, everybody knows everybody, and they always try to share in the joys and the suffering of the person. So these villagers entered. We feel so terrible. I know it must be a terrible loss for you. Your horse ran away. He says, I don't know whether to be happy or sad because I don't know the whole story. Then it so happened that this horse came back after a few days. And along with that horse came back 2 more horses. The villagers thought, no, that will be went right at all. He's lucky his horse ran away. Now he's got 3 horses, not 1 but 3. So they came running back to his house. After all, you were wrong. Your horse ran away, that was something to be happy about. You got 3 now. He says, I don't know whether to be happy or sad because I don't know the whole story. The villagers thought, my God, this man doesn't respond to anything. Anyway, what happened was, one of the horses was a very rough horse, and this man's son was trying to tame him. And all of a sudden, one day, he was thrown off the back of the horse in such a violent way, he broke his leg. So, he became lame. Lifetime lame. This was indeed terrible, isn't it? Wouldn't you say it is a terrible thing to happen to a man who had only one son, and the son became lame? The villagers came back, tears in their eyes. We feel so sorry for you. We wish that horse of yours had never come back, never ever. Look what's happened. Your son fell down, now he's in for a life. We don't know how to express our sorrow for you. You said, yes, you're right, but I don't even know whether you're right or wrong. I don't know whether to be happy about it or feel terrible about it because I don't know the whole story. After some time, what happened? That country was attacked by another country and it was a terrible battle that was going to be fought. There weren't enough people in the army and so therefore the king sent all the soldiers to the different villages and they forcibly recruited all the young people in every village that they had to go and fight in this war. They came to this village as well, and everyone's children, grown-up children, were forcibly taken to join the army, excepting this man's son. They didn't take him. The parents of all the children who had joined the army had to join. They were miserable because they did not know whether their children would come back alive at all. Now they realized that after all that was a blessing, that man's child had fallen down and was dead because that बेटा तो है, हमारे तो सब बच्चे गए. So they came back to this man and said, after all, you're the only lucky one, because none of our children are with us now. We don't even know whether they'll come back. At least you have your child, lame or whatever it may be, but you have him with you. He says, well, I don't know. Yeah, you're sad. Because I don't know the whole story. And the same thing applies to you. Apply to yourself and even to other people. A lot of our life is wasted in trying to judge other people's actions and circumstances. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that person shouldn't be doing this. How do you know? Don't waste your time. We've got our own lives. And first, instead of trying to change the world, we're trying to change ourselves, isn't it? Therefore, we have to try and focus with prayer on what His plan is for you. And remember, as I said, this important truth that He is merciful and kind. Let me tell you another story. Yes, because that will stick in your mind. Maybe not what I'm telling you, but the story will. There was a couple on a honeymoon. And they were on a cruise on the Mediterranean. Very next day, there was a terrible, terrible storm. It was such a terrible storm that it felt that ship is going to capsize any minute. Now this man himself was a great believer in Allah, but his wife wasn't. So when the situation was so terrible, they didn't even know what's going to happen next. She said sarcastically to her husband, "You are a great believer in Allah. You have great faith. What is He doing to us? How can He do that to us on our honeymoon? What's the point of all your faith?" This man just smiled, and on the table nearby, there was a knife. He picked up the knife and he just, pointed it out towards her, almost touching her, as though he was about to kill her. He just stood there looking at him, wondering what he's doing. Aren't you scared? Scared? What about? I could kill you right now. She said, I'm not scared. Because I know that you love me so much, you can never harm me. It was a honeymoon, huh? I don't know what happened after that. Lots of terrible things happened in the world. But this is honeymoon. And she said, I know you love me so much, you cannot do anything wrong to me. So he said, well, this is exactly my faith in Allah. I have faith in Allah who is moving these waves. I believe that He is kind and merciful. He will not do anything that is wrong to me. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel wrote that the person who has faith will be unperturbed in the ups and downs of life, whereas one who is faithless becomes hapless and helpless. Plato, a Greek philosopher, he gave an advice. He said, in a problem, you will be double armed if you fight with faith. That means not fighting with faith. It means with faith within yourself. If you fight a problem, you will be double armed to face that problem. It's a very, very sweet story, a true story about a poor lady, whose husband was paralyzed, but she was a great believer in Lord Krishna, and it happened to be close to Janmashtami, the birthday of the Lord.